I'm now with Sheikh Jamaluddin Sheikh Mohamed, CEO for Brunei Tourism. Good afternoon to you.
Hello.
I'd like to start by basically putting the proposition to you that Brunei has really achieved what it is in the world today through its oil reserves, and it has made it an immensely wealthy country. How important is tourism today, and how important will it be tomorrow to Brunei?
Yes, even with the oil currently with about $100 a barrel, tourism is still one of the major priority in our country's economic development, and we're putting a lot of resources and effort towards pursuing this tourism industry, mainly because of its power in creating jobs.
Right.
Okay, and it's also a precursor to foreign direct investments to get our tourism infrastructure up and going before anything else.
Good, okay. What are the recent visitor numbers for Brunei? Are you on a growth curve, and if so, how dynamic?
We're doing very well with crowds from China and Korea, Japan and Australia. So golf is the main attraction from Korea. Yes, they come to Brunei 3-4 nights there and they play golf. We have one of the most exquisite golf courses in the region, by Jack Nicklaus, and in a wonderful location facing the South China Sea at a resort called the Empire Hotel Country Club. So that's been a strong pull factor for our tourism industry.
Would be for me too. I'm a keen golfer.
So we're seeing about 120,000 visitors last year. So this year we're expecting it to be about 150,000. So our target is more or less like 7% to 10% growth year on year.
Right. And along with growth, one has to respect that there needs to be a responsibility for the natural assets that your country has, and you've got many of them. I can see some of them from behind you there. What precautions and what effort is being made by Brunei to ensure that the heritage that you've got is sustained for future generations?
This is the great thing about our tourism industry. We started late compared to some other countries. So we learn from the best practices of what to do and what not to do. So tourism needs environment, and environment needs tourism, and we are doing our best to protect and to prove what I'm saying. Sometimes our concern don't match our action. We hear a lot of that throughout the world. We have recently signed up with Malaysia and Indonesia under the initiative of the WWF on the heart of Borneo. So we locked in some 220,000 square kilometers area in Borneo, which is about 30% of Borneo, and Borneo is the third largest island in the world, to be protected and conserved. And this region cut across 58% of Brunei territory. So 58% of our territory is now protected and conserved. So that is our commitment to the world concern on climate problem.
Well, it sounds like you are ahead of the game in relation to other countries.
No, we're putting a lot of emphasis on ecotourism, because nature is what's going to pull people. We don't need fancy theme parks and all that, because in years to come, people are growing in the urban jungle and they only enjoy ecotourism on National Geographic or Discovery Channel TV program, and they would love to feel what a real rainforest feels like, and Brunei is the place.
Yes. Would you say that Brunei is a relatively expensive place to go for tourism?
Well, it's not one of the cheapest places, so that jives in well with our strategy of not going for mass tourism.
Yes.
You cannot have on one hand you don't want mass tourism, on the other hand you are very cheap, so that clash. So it's not that expensive. Our exchange rate is about £1 is about 3 Brunei dollars, or 1.5 US dollars
Well, thank you very much for spending time with me today, Sheikh Jamaluddin, and I hope you have a successful show.
Yeah, I love the BTN. Thank you very much.
Thank you.